Hey guys and girls, this is my part two to my Jerry Lawler has a heart attack live on Raw. I did a first video, but this is just an update since more and more information has come out. If you haven't seen the first video, check it out. Jerry Lawler is doing good from what I've seen on Twitter and WWE's Facebook and online. He's breathing on his own. Just to recap, during a live taping of Raw, there was a handicap match going on. And, if you can hear the camera wasn't on the announce table, but you can hear Jerry Lawler kind of gasp, but then he falls from his chair. They did actually capture Jerry Lawler passing out on WWE Raw, but people in the audience taped it. They have video of it, and you can see it on YouTube. So I'm sure if you search, you'll find the video. He passed out. He was taken backstage to Raw because they have medics on standby on the side of the ring just in case something happens. And luckily, he was at the arena, and it's a good thing he wasn't in his hotel room or driving home on by himself because Jerry Lawler would have been dead. Like they said, he was dead for 20 minutes. They had to do CPR on him. He was gone for 20 minutes. I think this would have been the second time someone died. Remember Owen Hart died a couple years ago. I don't know if I was born or not. I probably was real young when that happened. So Jerry Lawler dying on Raw would have just been awful. I mean, the ratings are already bad, but if Jerry Lawler died, it would have been down here, really. You know? It's just sad guy. I mean, Jerry Lawler, I don't really know the guy. He was very popular during the 70s and 80s. He was he's a good guy from what I've seen on TV. I don't know him personally, but seems like a good guy. And a couple minutes before that, he did have a match. He's involved in a little tag team action match. And it was hard for me to watch Raw. I didn't watch Raw Monday. I watched it a couple of days later. It was just hard for me watching it, knowing how if you just watch the show in the beginning, he's all happy and stuff and knowing what was going to happen later on, it was just hard for me to watch Raw. I still have to do my Raw review after this video, but I'm just doing this update. It was just so hard, and during the match, he looked so strong and fit. I couldn't tell he was 62 years old. I mean, he looked strong and fit during the match, and then half an hour later, he has a heart attack. And also, he's been doing his feud back and forth with CM Punk. So I don't know if that necessarily has anything to do with that. People have been saying that he should quit wrestling, step in the ring. But I mean, I don't know because it could have been because he was in the tag team match with Randy Orton. I think it was Ziggler and can't even remember the other guy. And Punk, I believe. It could have been that match, but I mean, his job is really stressful. I mean, he sits on the announce table when he announces wrestling, so I don't know if that necessarily has. His job isn't really demanding much, really. Maybe traveling and you don't get that much sleep, that could have a toll on his body. He is 62 years old, but he doesn't really get in the ring that much that often. Some people blame it on the match, which he could have been in 2 matches, really, had that Twitter poll chose him. But it actually turned out to be Randy Orton versus CM Punk. But it could have been CM Punk versus Jerry Lawler. But luckily, the WWE Universe didn't choose that because that could have been tragic. We don't know. We don't know if the match set off his heart attack. I don't want to blame the match because we don't know how Jerry Lawler lives his life. Yes, he's a 62-year-old man, but he's a 62-year-old man with money. And normally when people have money, they like to go out. I'm not saying he parties in clubs, and I don't know if he drinks, I don't know if he smokes. It could be his diet. So I don't know if we can necessarily blame the match on him having a heart attack. Maybe if he didn't have the match, he wouldn't have the heart attack. I don't know. It could be his diet. Maybe he's too stressed out. From the reports, he had blocked arteries. I say 98% blockage. It could have been the match. I mean, it happened right after the match. But I don't know if it was the match Also, along with other things, or was it just the match, or was just his lifestyle plus the match? But anyway, he was taken. They did CPR on him. I don't know why he wasn't taken back to the hospital immediately. They tried to fix it right away. I guess because they didn't want the word getting out. Because they tried to avoid the cameras. They didn't take him on a stretcher up through the ramp. They took him through the audience on the side. So you could see like the medics running through the camera. They kept changing camera angles so you couldn't see what was going on. They didn't want nobody to know, but obviously people in the arena knew what was going on. They were taking video of it. He should. I mean, obviously he survived. I mean, he was dead for 20 minutes with no brain damage, which is a miracle because I think after 10 or 15 minutes of not breathing, you start getting brain damage. He was gone for 20 minutes, dead. 20 minutes, he has no brain damage at all. That's just a miracle. So from what I've been reading, you can't trust everything you read online. So you have to screen everything and use your common sense. He was taken from the Montreal hospital to Memphis. He's from I don't know the guy, but I guess he's from Memphis, Tennessee. I guess he was taken to a hospital in Memphis, Tennessee. Um, he's breathing on his own. He seems to be functioning okay. He can't talk though right now, but he can write on a notepad. He's been communicating by writing on notepads with people. So obviously he has an understanding of what's going on. He recognizes his family members. I have no idea how long Jerry Lawler will be out, really. Because I don't know how long it takes to recover from a heart attack. I really don't. I mean, glad he didn't die. I mean, this was just an eye opener, I guess, for everybody. And luckily, the medical staff was right there. I mean, they really don't do much on the show because there hardly are any injuries that require the medical staff. But luckily, they were there and they were able to act quickly. But I don't know. He he can communicate with his family members. He can write on a notepad. I had no idea how long it's going to take him to learn how to talk. I don't know if he has to regain talking or if he has to learn how to talk again because I'm not trying to confuse a heart attack with a stroke. I don't know really what the side effects are. When he recognizes his family members, he can talk. He seems to be responsive. He's breathing on his own. So I have no idea how long it's going to take him to recover, really. And I don't know if he would ever step in the ring again. He may be able to, do commentary from the side, but him stepping into the ring again, I don't think WWE can take that risk. I don't know. I don't know because I know he had 98% blockage in his heart, but I just don't know if it was the match or if it was something else. I mean, Jerry Lawler isn't really a heavy guy. He isn't a skinny guy either. He's just a middle guy. So I don't know if he has to do with his diet or anything. I was just trying to figure out what caused the heart attack. He was in the ring half an hour before he had the attack and collapsed. Maybe he obviously he isn't as young as he used to be, but during the match he didn't seem like he was struggling. I mean, like it just happened, and it was just like wow. And it wasn't scripted. I don't know why people keep thinking it's scripted. It wasn't. Because if it was scripted, the cameras would have been on the commentator side with Michael Cole. They stayed during the match the whole time. The cameras didn't ever leave the match. They was trying to avoid the camera. That's why they kept switching the camera angles so you couldn't see them carry him off. They kept switching the camera angles so bad. It was just hard for me to watch Raw. But I'm doing my Raw review after this. This is my part 2 update. I'll probably do a part 3 update in a couple of days as we hear more and more of what's happening to Jerry the King Lawler. Hopefully he has a speedy recovery. He can come back. He may be out for like 4 or 5 months. I mean, I'm not a doctor, so I don't know, but hopefully he has a speedy recovery. Keep Jerry Lawler in your prayers. Like I said, he's breathing on his own. He recognizes his family members and he's able to communicate on the writing pad with his family members. So keep Jerry Lawler in your prayers and hopefully he can return to WWE soon. And hopefully this doesn't happen to any other superstars.